relationship was about 8 years ago. And when I think back to that time, I think about how happy I am that I did. I was the one who broke up with him, not the other way around. I had just gotten out of high school, we were together in high school, and then I moved over here for college, and after being over here for about a year, I realized I wasn't in love with him anymore. And it was scary at the thought to break up, but I didn't want to settle for something I wasn't truly into, and it was wrong for me to lead him on. And it took me like another year to actually be okay with that thought, where it's better to be alone than in the wrong relationship. But when I think back to that now, it's like, that was the best thing I could have done for myself, because I deserve best. And I don't want to settle for something that doesn't feel right in my heart. So I haven't had a boyfriend since then, actually. I've gone on a couple dates here and there, but it's like, not going to waste my time.
Anybody else?
I recently just went through a breakup 4 months ago, and it has been an absolute life-altering experience. The journey that I've gone through for the past 4 months of this deep, deep surrendering to the pain, and thinking that I was going to marry this man, that he was my soulmate, that we were talking about that, and then this exploration of this dream that I was living inside of. And so there was this confusion, this sense of abandonment, absolute shock, even though during that day, in the morning, I was actually talking about something needed to shift. I might have needed to move out. But then to have him come home and say, we're done, you're out, move out right now, was just like, I felt like I was thrown on the floor and like kicked a couple times. And really trying to hold myself together for my business, and having to literally surrender and let go of all of it and allow myself to go through this grieving. And interestingly, I went through a breakup with a business partner early in the year, so I literally felt like I was going through 2 divorces in 1 year. But allowing myself to go through that pain and all of my sadness and all of the anger, there was so much anger that was underneath it, and really processing through those feelings and going through this whole journey, I have found a profound sense of freedom in the past month, and a deep, deep sexual awakening in myself, and realizing how cut off I was in my last relationship, how this was not a soul. Like, yes, maybe we had a soul connection, and maybe he was there for part of my journey, but as my lifelong soul partner, no. And so now to have a new sense of like, well, what is that? What do I truly desire? And to realize how cut off I was from my full self-expression in the relationship. Now there's this whole new sense of power that I've gained, that I've never experienced before, and knowing now really, okay, now how do I create that? How do I get what I want? So this book has been like perfect timing. So yeah.
That's great. That's great. Thanks for
Divorced twice, and I say that I'm happily divorced. And my breakup earlier this year was the most painful loss of love that I've ever felt. And what I realized is that I didn't listen to my intuition. I listened, I heard it, but I didn't act upon it, or didn't stick with it, because I had broken up with him 3 times already in 3 years. And then I was in the hospital with some medical issues, and he left when I needed him most. And that abandonment and that is devastating, you know. And for him to, I couldn't even understand how somebody could do that to somebody that they loved and professed and proclaimed and shared so much with for 3.5 years, and then just run like a scared dog with his tail tucked, you know, without a single bit of consideration. And yeah, a lot of personal growth, a lot of just figuring out who I was in that relationship if I wasn't myself, and how was I identifying myself. And I started questioning my own, you know, identity, because here we had shared so much. We had planned on, you know, our future, and didn't want to get, neither one of us wanted to get married, but being lifelong companions was something that, you know, we both felt. And so it's been 7 months now, and I've just started going out, allowing myself to go out on dates just 2 weeks ago. And it had been really awkward, even just being out in public, because, you know, if a guy asks for your number or just, you know, want to flirt or whatever, I was so angry. I was angry at the, you know, men in general, all y'all. Just leave me alone. I'm single, I'm celibate, I'm pissed, and you really, trust me, you don't want to talk to me. You don't. Because we're going to go there. So I retreated, and I hid myself from me. And I just, you know, went through a stage of depression and a stage of just so much confusion and anger and pain, but similarly in surrender, letting all of that go and come out was something I had never even allowed myself to do in my previous breakups or divorce, because it was you know, done over just drama, legal stuff. Lawyers were talking about that. Yeah. And this was so deep, and really to dig, and then I did journaling and meditations and everything else to really you know, it's like self-therapy.